share of time at the retirement home on holidays, even when I wasn't working. And now I was dead. I distantly wondered if I'd see Mrs. Singleton. She'd died last week, and I'd held her hand as she slipped away. Death had never been frightening for me, but then again, I'd never expected to go so early in life. Hang on, though, I'm getting ahead of myself. I feel like a proper introduction is needed. My name is Rose, I'm 34 years old, single, and have curves that do come with a warning system, namely my mouth. Dark hair, dark eyes, Italian, by all accounts, and I have pretty much the most un-Italian family you will ever meet if you haven't guessed from the above conversation with my mother. We don't do family dinners, we don't do all the big loving and hugging, we do not stick up for each other in fights. No, my family is made up of backstabbers, green-eyed monsters, assholes, and generally toxic people. Which is why I don't see them anymore and avoid even the phone conversations at all costs whenever possible. No, don't feel bad for me. Trust me, it's better this way for all involved. I'm telling this so you understand why I don't have anyone grieving my loss. I mean, my bestie Dominique was probably crying her eyes out, and I felt like shit for leaving her. But there was no choice on my part. I'd still be alive and heading to Florida if it were my decision. There was a moment somewhere after I died, but before I woke up in death, if you will, that was like a dream. That I was sure I saw Dominique as clearly as if she stood in front of me. I tried to make sense of it now that it had happened, but it was no more clear now than it was then. I ran toward her, smiling stupidly, arms outstretched. Dom! Dominique just stared at me, seemingly stunned even once my arms were around her. Finally, she seemed to catch up and hugged me back, squeezing me with all her strength. Rose, I missed you so much. She sobbed the words. She pulled back and cupped my face with her hands. She grinned back, but her smile faltered. Rose, you don't have to be here. She brushed a hand over her face. I healed you. Your wounds are gone. I know, I just woke up, I said, but that didn't seem right. She blinked a few times. Wait, you haven't been awake this whole time, here? I shook my head. I could hear some things, but couldn't move. I just woke up when you healed me. At least I was assuming that. There had been nothing for me, just sounds here and there and a vague sense of floating. Then you can find your way back to the land of the living. She tried to smile, but it fell. I tightened my hands on hers. What is going on? I died, Rose. She whispered. I died. That's why I'm here. I slapped my hands over my mouth and shook my head. No, then I'm not going. Like there was no way in hell I was leaving here if Dom was stuck too. No way. Her shoulders slumped. You have to. There was a tug on her suddenly, as though her middle had a rope around it and she was being pulled back. I looked past her to see a coil of magic made up of blue, red, green, and black wrapped around me. A lifeline. A deep voice spoke behind me, and we both turned to him. A man who wore a cloak of blue. You are a warlock? She lifted an eyebrow. Related to my Diego? He laughed softly.
We are brothers. He knows how to make a lifeline to pull someone back from the land of the dead. He tried with me, but I'd been dead too long. Go. They don't have much time.
She reached for me even as she was pulled away. Rose! The warlock beside me nodded.
We will help her find her way through the darkness. With pleasure.
Dominique blew a kiss to me. I love you, sister. I blew a kiss back, my throat tight. Save me some cake. I blinked a few times, hearing Dominique's voice humming through me, calling to me still as I began to stir from the fog of dying. We should have been sisters, she and I. We'd always called each other that. I shook my head. The dream was nothing but my deepest fantasy spinning out. That we shared a parent. My eyes stung thinking about leaving her behind, of all the things we'd miss out on together. Of raising our children side by side one day.